Yo, 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 welcome to the first episode of Couch Potato Football with your host, Shabs, and
Mo. Hi everybody, how's it going?
going well, going well. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
I am doing well. Loving the football season so far. How about you? How you finding it?
I'm doing good. We got a 1-1 draw last night against West Ham, but I think there's only one topic to start off with. I think it has to be Haaland, bro. Was it 8 touches, another hat-trick?
He
So-
is something different. First half, hat-trick for him. Second hat-trick in a row. It's a hat-trick
Yeah.
in a row. I can't remember a player who's done that before.
Doing good, bro. If I'm honest with you, like, at first I thought the way he was, the way he plays wasn't really going to suit City. But you can tell that, but he's not really having as many touches on the ball, but he's still effective. Just goes to show, like, City needed a real number 9 and they've gone out and got it. Even if he's not really involved in the build-up play, he's not really...
They got a focal point up front. I feel like as if he makes in those number 9 runs, in which they didn't have for quite a few seasons.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin De Bruyne is gonna. I think he will benefit a lot from him and get a lot more assists because there's always a run in behind the defenders.
Have you noticed from the first 2 games how he was always making runs and they weren't sort of playing the ball through, and then now I feel like watching the game last night they were playing the ball. They were trying to get to him a lot more, but that ball's so difficult to play. But I think they've got the right players behind. Obviously they've got KDB behind. They've got Bernardo.
Silva,
They got
Foden.
Gundogan. So they'll be alright. But listen. You got Alan Shearer and Andy Cole in a Premier League season. They scored 36 goals. That hasn't been beaten before, even by Harry Kane, even by Kun Aguero. 36 goals. Do you reckon he'll do it?
I reckon so. He's got 8 Premier League goals in how many games? 5 games.
Wait, let me see how many Premier League goals he's got.
I believe it's 8. He's scored 3 on the weekend, 3 today. That's 6. And he scored 2 between the first 3 games.
All right, let's bring this up.
He's completely different.
He's got 9.
He's got 9.
He's got 9 Premier League goals.
9 Premier League goals in 5 games.
Mitrovic got 5. Zaha got 4. Rodrigo got 4. Harry got 4. Harry Kane, of course. Bobby Firmino got 3.
Bobby Firmino got 3. How has he scored 3 goals?
He's got 3 goals, man, but they get the thumping to Bournemouth.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
He's got 9, man. He's got 9 Premier League goals.
9 Premier League goals in 5 games. Can we be serious here?
The race for the Golden Boot never really disappoints, but I think this year...
I think it's over.
I think
it's
this
over
year
already.
It's done for.
Bro, he could get to 20 goals before the World Cup.
And you know what's scary? He's going to have 5 weeks off to refresh what everybody else is playing in the World Cup. Because Norway haven't made it to the World Cup. So he's literally going to have 5 weeks
break.
off.
It's another summer break for him.
Recharge, come back to it. He might come back a little bit, slow, but I get Man City probably play behind closed door games, right?
This is probably a slow start for him. He just came.
Speak about settling 9 Premier League goals.
9
as
Premier
things
League
stands.
goals. You know what? Bundesliga tax didn't hit him, did it?
Bundesliga tax did not hit him. No.
He's a beast.
If he stays fit,
and long enough in the Premier League,
I think he'll take Alan Shearer's record.
he will take Alan Shearer's
I think he'll
record.
surpass Harry Kane. I mean, don't get me wrong, Harry Kane numbers are good, but I think this
Not that
kid's something
good.
special.
Not
I
at
think
that age, he was not that good. I think Harry Kane, as a complete footballer, I would say he's probably better than Erling Haaland.
yeah, but Erling Haaland as a number 9, I think it's
He's a complete different
but
animal.
then again, he's playing for a much better team, and that Manchester City side is just so OP'd.
No, but you say that Man City always had goal scorers, but not
Because even if
someone
you-
like that.
But even if you speak about Julian Alvarez, who came on,
Oh, he looks
he
so
looks
good.
good as well.
He looks
So
good.
it's just like, did they like? I think they just needed a number 9. They never had that real number 9 ever since Kun left.
No,
and
but
I think
still,
they suffered with it.
not even Aguero got those kind of numbers though for Man City.
Not to begin with, but still, man, still early days. But nine prem, he could literally be on double digits
By this weekend,
by the end of this weekend. That's
he
crazy.
could be. He could be. Who are Man City playing this weekend? I believe they're playing Aston Villa. Aston Villa.
Oh, let's see who they're playing this
No,
weekend.
I believe it's Aston Villa, and I could see another hat trick for Haaland. I could see another hat trick for Haaland because
Yeah, Man City got Aston Villa.
Aston
Yeah.
Villa is not a good team. At the back, I can see Haaland bullying Konza and Mings. Could be looking at a guy who scores a hat trick 3 times in a row by this weekend.
Could be, could be. No, but he's super impressive. Like he's absolutely taking me back. I didn't think he'd do so good just because of the way that they play. I had no idea how good he was going to like. Do you know what really gets me? It's he's not having that many touches, and he's putting the ball in the back of the net. His positional play inside the box, right? Like before, I think I was watching it last week when John Stones like kind of scuffed it, and me and you were speaking about it, and I was like, "Oh, is that just luck?" And then you were like, "No, that's his actual positional play." And then what I did is I watched the game against Forest, and I was like, "Oh my god, this guy actually." It's not luck.
It's not luck.
Like, do you know what it
He
reminds
puts
me of?
himself in those positions in the his game IQ in terms as a striker. He knows, okay, here are the defenders. Where is the best location for me to cause the most havoc and give me the best opportunity
Do you
to
know?
score?
Do you know who was OG at that? I'm talking about OG, who didn't really have much of like presence in terms of like the play itself. Do you remember Raul Gonzalez? He's played for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
The OG who moved to Schalke, and then like he was like
You
a
know,
Madrid legend.
if I-
He was like you wouldn't see him in the game, but he'll just be there like scoring goals all the time.
Shall I tell you what it's like? What Haaland reminds me of, and I think Haaland could potentially. I don't know if he's going to be better than him because he's one of my favorite strikers of all time. He reminds me of what Ruud van Nistelrooy used to be, where he used to be
Yeah.
inside the box, poaching.
I think he's much more as well. He's fast, he's big, he's strong. It's like if you was to make up a striker,
He doesn't make sense.
if we was to play some sort of like alternative metaverse FIFA or something like that,
Yeah.
and go, do you know what? We're gonna go out there and build an ideal striker. Tall, ticked off the box. Fast, ticked off the box. Like able to find
Strength.
space, ticked off the box. Strength, ticked off the box. Like
Finishing.
he bullied Joe Worrell, I think his name is, the centre back for Nottingham Forest, and that guy is. I thought
He was
listen,
decent. He's decent.
Listen, against Harry Kane, he was decent
Like
the week before.
he held off Harry Kane
Against
for a while.
Haaland, it was like
Babies, who was like it was child's play for Haaland. For me, whenever I watch Haaland, like I was following him from the Dortmund days. Okay, I was like, okay, maybe this is just the Bundesliga. The
Yeah.
Bundesliga. We've seen strikers from the Bundesliga come to the Premier League and not do well. A la Werner. Werner came
atrocious.
to Chelsea with such high praise, and I was
Atrocious.
scared of Werner.
But you
Came in,
reckon
he
that's
flopped.
but you reckon that's Chelsea curse? Because Chelsea have got a curse, bro.
Ooh, they
'Cause
do.
Remember when they signed Andrei Shevchenko? They brought
do.
back Lukaku. They like
But you
Ever
say
since-
that. You say that. Is it
Fernando Torres. Remember that?
yeah, okay? Are we saying the number 9 curse because, or are we saying the striker curse? Because
I'm
I
saying
would say
whoever
there's-
plays up front for Chelsea.
Well, other
has
than
got-
Drogba, I
has
don't know what Drogba did to fight off of this curse.
The African juju, bro, just sat down there. By the way, I'm allowed to say that I'm African, yeah? So just sat down there and just went, whoever shall come after me shall not get it. Ow! And sitting there going, bro,
Wait.
Torres came. Remember when Torres came?
Torres came in the most
Torres
high.
was scoring like 50 goals in the Prem.
No,
Came to Chelsea, nothing
Nothing.
was happening. And who else? Shevchenko. Oh
my
G.
god, AC Milan Shevchenko.
HG.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh,
Crazy.
But Lukaku's come from his best season ever.
In
Like
Milan.
looking prime.
No. Okay,
Like,
let me tell you this about Lukaku. Yeah, here's why I don't think maybe it's the curse, maybe not the curse, but what he did to last season when he released that letter to Inter Milan saying, "Oh, I wish I never left. I wish this."
no,
I
but
wish
that's got
that."
nothing to do with the play, though, man.
No, but maybe nothing to do with the play, but I think it's got a
Okay,
lot to
let's just
do with his attitude and the way he was thinking.
Let's just
at the
talk
time.
about the play, man. 'Cause that's on another subject, right? But if you just think about the play, right, like, bro,
Lukaku-
Chelsea, I genuinely reckon we can't put in this talk. We can't put a Chelsea forward because Drogba's put the juju on any striker that plays for Chelsea.
So
right?
you think Drogba put Juju on any future or past striker, so no one could be as great as him? Is that what we're saying? Is
as
all
the
of this
French-
is an accusation?
As
It's
the
not
French would say,
accusation.
s'il vous plaît, Didier. I absolutely believe it, bro, because it doesn't make sense. How can Fernando Torres be absolutely whipping them in for Liverpool? Join Chelsea.
Well, Fernando Torres did win them the game against Barcelona.
All right, then, great.
He did win them the game against
Because
Barcelona.
that's what we pay 50 million quid for, right? One
Well,
game.
that game got them to the
Right.
Champions League final.
I want to put something to you, right? Just to put it into perspective, Wayne Rooney, one of the greatest English football strikers to
They're
ever live.
greatest. They're greatest.
Harry Kane in 21 goals is 21 goals off his record of 205 in 205 games less
In Premier League, right?
in Premier League.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I think for me, Harry
Do
Kane.
you reckon Harry Kane will go down as the greatest ever striker to play for England and possibly the greatest English striker to ever play in the Premier League? He's 29 right now.
I think if Harry Kane can stay fit,
It's such a shame he hasn't won a trophy, though, let's be honest. Like, jokes apart.
I think
His career has got to. It's just the law of averages.
Let me
He's
just
got-
say this about Harry Kane, yeah. It's similar to what Alan Shearer faces as well. Harry Kane will go down as probably the greatest Premier League striker, but I don't think he'll be lauded as much as the likes of the Agueros, the Henrys, the Drogbas. I think him not winning any trophies is gonna be like a grey mark on his career. Like him not winning that Champions League with Tottenham. But saying that, if he does win, let's say, a World Cup or European trophy with England,
Yeah.
it changes the story for him. It does change the story for him. Because I do think he would smash the Premier League record. He's gonna smash Alan Shearer's record. Knock on wood, he stays fit, because that's the only issue I see with Harry Kane. His fitness level.
Yeah,
he
but you
tends
could-
to miss that 5 to 10 games.
You
a
could say
season.
the same about Haaland last season for Dortmund. You could say the
Of
same
course,
about
of course.
Mitrovic. You could say like any sort of top level striker, like apart from like unless you're like a next gen beast like Ronaldo or Messi, I think like injuries tend to happen. But if you look at this, right, so all time Premier League top scorers here, we got Alan Shearer,
Yep.
260 all time Premier League goals. Wayne
How many
Rooney.
games?
I don't have the games here in front of me, right? Wayne Rooney, 208. Andrew Cole, 187. Match tie with Harry Kane, 187. Kun Aguero, 184. Do you reckon he doesn't get the recognition because he plays for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club?
Yes. It's as simple as that. He plays for Tottenham.
Because
He hasn't won much with Tottenham.
Because in theory, you could argue that he is. In theory, you could argue statistically.
He's better than Andy Cole.
You could argue he's better than Thierry Henry. You could argue he's better than is that on this list, and
Drogba.
there are some absolutely crazy players on this list. Like there's Robin van Persie's on this list, and these are players who spent 10 years in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like these are not players that we're not like telling them.
Seasoned veterans in the Premier League.
Yeah, like Kun Aguero. Like you could argue that one.
I think the problem.
My thing is right because the same time Harry Kane blew was kind of like. Remember, Harry Kane's also a late bloomer. He was no Erling Haaland.
Harry Kane really came into it
Yeah,
when was that
23.
23,
Yeah,
24?
yeah, something like that.
I
It's
think
been
him.
about it's been a good 7 seasons. He's trained like 22, something like this. So he kind of like he was like kind of a lone merchant before that. It's amazing what he's done, and like this season, if you was to look at what's happening with Haaland, obviously Harry Kane scored 4 goals, right? But I don't think this season. I just
I
don't
think
see it.
Haaland
If
in
Haaland
terms of
stays fit,
I think Haaland in terms of a striker, I think he's a anomaly in today's game. I think I can't think of a single striker that's built or plays like him to that level.
would you say this just in the Premier League, or actually?
I would say on the global level, I can't think of many strikers that has the same sort of presence or stature or gameplay. Like
Do you
it's like
do you reckon? Do you reckon? Remember when Chelsea were going? Was it? I think Chelsea were going for Lewandowski. Do you reckon if Lewandowski would have joined the Premier League, he would have been hitting these numbers straight away?
that is actually, you know what?
And you always brag about
You
Lewandowski.
know what? Are we talking about Lewandowski now or prime Lewandowski when he was at Bayern?
What's your definition of prime? Because he's prime. What do
Well,
you mean prime?
what are we talking about? Like, are we talking about if he was to join this season? If he was to join this season,
Let's say in an alternative universe, right?
yeah,
We should really get a green screen, right? We're going into the Matrix, right?
yeah,
Instead of joining Barcelona this summer, he's gonna join Chelsea.
he'll
right?
bag goals. He'll bag goals.
Do you reckon he
He's
would
bagging
have had
goals.
the same start as either as
Maybe
Erling
maybe
Haaland?
not as many goals as Haaland, but I definitely think he would have got 4 or 5. I think Chelsea has a complete different issue of creating goals and creating chances, but I think he would have got at least 5 goals. I think for me, Lewandowski is probably the best striker I've seen, and he's been the best striker in my opinion for the past 5 6 years.
But
I
do you reckon
reckon
that's because he's been in the Bundesliga?
see the issue is the Bundesliga. That's the thing because it's like we can't ignore there's such things as a Bundesliga tax. We've seen Bundesliga player do absolute
Do you-
beastly numbers.
Do you reckon if Harry Kane would have played for Bayern Munich in another alternative universe,
Would he do the
right?
same numbers?
Would he do the same? I reckon he would.
I reckon he would do the same numbers, but I think something
So
about
therefore, you're basically saying Harvey Kane is on par with Lewandowski.
no, that's not what I'm saying. How have you come to that conclusion? How have you taken me from point A? I'm thinking my destination is point B. Somehow I ended up in point Z.
It's been a mousetrap. It's been a mousetrap.
Nah.
By the way, we don't plan any of this. We just literally come out of our office, jump in here, record. We're just chatting here,
this
right?
is all natural.
Our views are of our own, right? So you're basically telling me it's Harry Kane
No,
is the same as Lewandowski.
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Lewandowski is. I would take Lewandowski over Harry Kane now.
Why? Why would you take
I would take
Lewandowski over Harry Kane?
now.
Why?
Lewandowski as a finisher, the way the different types of goals he can score from all types of
Okay.
angles.
Yeah, basically
His
describing Harry
athletic-
Kane.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane heads, left foot, right foot, long range.
left
You
foot,
name
right
it.
foot. What left foot? I have not seen a left foot banger like Lewandowski. Lewandowski
Bro,
is
Harry Kane is both footed.
Harry Kane is not both-footed.
Harry Kane
If
is
you told
both-footed.
me Heung-min Son is both-footed, then I would agree.
No.
Harry Kane is not both-footed like
Kane-
that.
Harry Kane is
He's not.
both-footed
He's
like
not
that.
both-footed
He
like
is.
that.
He
He's
is.
not, man.
He
He's
is.
not.
He is. He is.
He's
I'm
not.
gonna have to sit you down here, make you watch 8
No,
hours of Harry
no,
Kane.
no, no, no,
of
no,
Harry Kane
no, no.
completion.
I think you need to sit down and watch a 12-hour compilation of. You know what? I'm gonna call him the striking GOAT, Lewandowski. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. Lewandowski is a beast, and he's doing it now at Barcelona as well.
Who else on the continent would you have up there? Like, I'm talking about elite prime number 9. Would you class Mbappe as a number 9?
See, the problem is, I think in football now we're shifting away from the traditional number 9. That
Yeah,
plays
but
like,
it goes back to the point. Would you class Mbappe as a number 9?
is a number 9. He plays as a number 9 for PSG. So essentially, yeah. But if I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna sound mad. I'll probably take Haaland over Mbappe. Oh, I'm being serious. I think I would take Haaland over Mbappe. I think Mbappe is, yeah, he's a tricky little player and all that stuff, but you know what? I just want someone to score. And Haaland is a better goal scorer than Mbappe. I think I don't know. Mbappe could have gone to Real Madrid or he could have gone to a Premier League club. He could have done that, but he's staying in the French league. He's staying in the French league, and you know what? How hard is it for Mbappe to score in the French league? Look, well, even you know yourself.
Ligue 1, Uber Eats.
Lacazette look like prime Henri.
Yeah,
in Ligue 1
in an overpowered PSG team as well. That's got
with
Messi,
Neymar and Messi.
I mean, that team is so unbalanced, which is why they get so undone in the Champions League. Anyway, that's another discussion. I don't want to waver off.
Exactly.
Here,
so for me,
so you would actually take Haaland.
I would take
over
Haaland.
Mbappe.
I think Haaland is convincing me more now, seeing him in the Premier League and him going up against the physicality of the Premier League and the pace of the Premier League is convincing me more. Ooh. And if he was to win the Man City Champions League this year, it will cement him for me.
What about Karim Benzema?
Can I just say, this is gonna be a hot take. Settle yourself down. People at home, settle yourself down because I know a lot of people are going to deflame me for this.
Ballon d'Or this year?
I think Karim Benzema is the most overrated striker. He is so overrated.
What the fuck? Why?
I think, no, don't get me wrong. He's a good player. He's a great player. But the way people talk about him, like, he's like this. World class. No one can touch him. He's in a league of his own.
Why do you think? But what makes you say that? Because
for me personally, I think Benzema had a great season. I don't want people to twist my words or take it the wrong way. I think Benzema had a great season and he does deserve to get a Ballon d'Or because no one else has had a good of a season as he had.
But what
as
makes
an
you
individual.
say he's overrated? I don't think he's overrated. His link-up play, his play as a striker, his hold-up play. I think he's. Is
he world class in any of those? Is he the best in any of those situations?
That doesn't make him overhyped.
No, people make him out as if he is number one.
I think a big game.
Numero uno.
I think as a big game striker, he's the best in the world.
You think so?
As a big game striker, he's the best in the world.
In a big game.
Yeah, as a big game striker, he's the best in the world.
So for you,
Karim Benzema.
Can I just ask you this?
Can I
ask you this? So are you saying Karim Benzema is better than Harry Kane?
As a big game striker?
No. Karim Benzema or Harry Kane? In a season.
If in a season, I'll go for Benzema.
Wow.
I think Benzema is just elite level.
So you saying that, I assume you got him as numero uno, as in terms of he's the best striker or number 9 in the world.
In the continent?
Yes, in the continent. Because for me, his hold-up play, is great. His link-up play
and
is
keep
amazing.
in mind, hold on, and keep in mind, right? Yeah, the way Madrid play,
is to fit him.
It depends.
He's a system player because mark my words. I'm gonna say this now.
But then
I'm gonna say this now. France won't win the World Cup with a partnership of Benzema and Mbappe.
Okay, I don't understand what you're trying to get here because I think
Benzema is a great player, but he's not the best striker in the league.
In the continent.
On the continent, people make him out to be he's so great. He's so fantastic. If it weren't for him, CR7 won't have his Champions League. If it weren't for him, these players wouldn't have looked as great.
I don't understand what you're trying to say here, mate. Because what
you're
Benzema's overrated, but how can he be overrated?
Because it's the way people rate him. If you were to
say to me, Lukaku's overrated, okay, I get that.
No, but who's lauding Lukaku around as if he's the best?
If you were to say to me, there are Lukaku fans out there who say that Lukaku's the best. But
Who? I want to meet you, Lukaku fans. Please.
But I'm just trying
message
to say,
in.
everybody's like to have an opinion, and some people think Lukaku's like pretty
No,
much underhyped.
I'm saying,
Yeah, obviously, I'm not saying like you're not allowed to have your opinion, right?
I know that.
You're allowed to have your opinion, but the whole point of this is about opinions, right? But I'm a bit confused on this one, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Has it got you that? Has
Like, it's
it thrown
actually
you off that
baffled
much?
me. Like, I
That's
swear to
like
God.
thrown you off your
Like,
equilibrium that much.
Actually, I think I was doing kind of an alright job presenting this and bringing up subjects. Like, none of this is script. So Sky Sports, if you want me, 500 grand. All right.
Hey, we're a partnership. We take it.
Yeah, we come together.
It's got to be
a mill.
It's a mill.
It's a mill.
Minimum.
What I'm trying to say is like, how can you?
I'm
baffled at what you just said.
Why
It
I
doesn't
don't rate Benzema? I don't rate him. I haven't rated him. I don't think I've ever rated him.
How? Why?
I don't think something about him I've just never liked. I just always thought, okay, cool. You're a system player. It's similar to a Firmino situation. It's a system player.
Watching Benzema is like watching a gazelle in the safari park.
What gazelle?
Beautiful.
Wait, bro. What gazelle? Where
like,
does he
the
glide?
way he is immense.
I
bro.
think
I actually enjoy watching him play. Like, he's one of the
but are you saying that because you enjoy watching him as an individual or as Real Madrid?
Him as an individual. Like, I'm just saying, like, bro, I don't support Madrid. I have no affiliation to Madrid. I have no affiliation to France or Algeria. All I'm trying to say is this guy plays ball.
No.
And I don't think, like, what I'm saying is, you're saying he's overhyped. I'm saying he's underappreciated for
Underappreciated by who?
He should go down as one of the greatest strikers to ever play the game.
Wait, what?
Benzema,
Wait, Benzema should go down as one of the greatest strikers. So in one of our future episodes, we're of course gonna do a top 10 of our all-time greats. So I assume when we do get to that episode, I assume this guy's gonna make it in your list. But I just want to say,
I'm not saying he'll make it in the list because I think there's more than 10. But I'm just trying to say, like, in my opinion, he should really be he should be talked about. Like,
and this is why I say he's overhyped. People like you say things like that, and I just think to myself, okay, cool, he's a great player. I understand that, but he's not one of the greatest of all times. There's
Madrid fans could argue with you.
Oh, Madrid fans boo Gareth Bale. Madrid fans. I don't even want to talk to Madrid fans. They are the most pretentious pieces of SOBs I have seen in my life.
French fans could argue with you. Like, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people right now that could generally have a.
And you know what? I welcome
5-6 hour debate with you.
I welcome it. Right? You know what? If you follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, at us, and I'll reply back to you. We can have a back and forth. You know what?
So generally, right, who do you think is the most underrated striker? Obviously, if you think Benzema's overhyped, then who do you think is the most underrated striker on the continent? We're going continent here. We're not going prem, by the way. We're going continent.
On the continent, the most underhyped. I think there is many underhyped strikers in the sense where it's like there's not many strikers.
I think that about Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane's underhyped, but that's because he plays for Spurs. But like, that's my opinion. I think Harry Kane's underhyped.
I think Harry Kane in the continent wise is underhyped, but when you see how British media portrays him, they portray him. I feel like they portray him as overhyped. So I think he kind of balanced himself out like that.
Lisandro Martinez.
Well, he's a defender. We're talking about strikers.
No, sorry, not this. No, who's the guy that plays for
Lautaro Martinez?
Lautaro, that's the one. Lautaro.
You know what? You know, actually, two players who I think are actually quite underhyped. And
Kiro Immobile? Is that his name?
No, not Kiro Immobile. Immobile, I think he's a good striker. I think Dybala is underhyped. I feel like
sick no.
No. I feel like he's deeply underhyped. And
I saw his goal last night against Roma. That was actually a nice goal.
He's a very good player.
I'm hoping, but he fell off at Juventus. So this is just us speaking realistically, right?
Yeah, I feel like he's stagnated. But I feel like Roma's gonna revive him.
Hopefully Roma, but I think that's.
I think Lisandro Martinez.
That's an underwhelming opinion from your side because if you say
You know what?
like the Bala, then that's just very like poor. You didn't even think about that one.
If I'm gonna be
Can we
honest,
try a bit harder?
if I'm gonna be honest, if there's not many strikers I rate on the continent, I feel like the striking position is a very dying breed, and there's like a very small group of properly rate. There's not many players I rate that plays up front. Maybe I don't know. Like I don't want to say players like Jonathan David or Sesko or Lisandro Martinez.
People who remember
I
we're
don't-
talking about
I don't
people
think
who
that
are underappreciated.
I don't think they're underappreciated.
Erling Haaland is definitely not underappreciated.
He's not
He gets the
underappreciated.
hype.
I don't
Mbappe definitely gets the hype he deserves.
I don't think Lewandowski is underappreciated.
Lewandowski gets the hype he deserves. Like Benzema gets the hype
And
he
he just-
deserves.
I feel like Martinez gets the hype he deserves. Like I feel like everyone is like properly rated in terms of what I think of them, other than like Benzema. Like in terms of underappreciated, oh, if you was to just talk about just Premier League, maybe I would say Mitrovic is underappreciated.
He's just
That's what I'm saying. But at best, I don't feel like there's anyone that's undervalued. I feel like everyone's valued at pretty much at where they are at. Even with Harry Kane, yeah, you could say Harry Kane is not like lauded about, but I feel like everyone would say he's at least a top 5 striker in the world.
What about Wasim Ben Yedder?
It's the League One tax, isn't it? Yeah, he does well for Monaco, but it's in the League One. I feel like he's. It's hard to tell, man. It's really hard to tell for me. Like Ben Yedder,
Another one, Moussa Dembele last season for Lyon. Christopher Nkunku.
are we considering Nkunku?
Wait.
Are we considering Nkunku as a number 9?
Recall that one. I recall that one.
Yeah. Okay, if appreciate it. That's a tough one, you know. I could say overhyped, underappreciated. I say CR7 is underappreciated. I feel like people are.
I think recently, yeah, because even
I feel like a lot of people are.
Because even on TikTok, I did like a react to like to
Yeah.
a podcast, and the guy was like, CR7 didn't make enough assists, and I was like,
That doesn't make sense.
18
That's not
goals,
his-
where they're gonna come from, McFred? Like,
You got to
I just don't
understand,
get that.
he scored 18 goals in that Manchester United team in the Premier League. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have got a European spot in the league. And the thing is, I feel like, okay, things are not turning out the way everyone expected it to at Man United, but it does not, you can't deny his ability as a striker. He's still got goals in him. It's just whether or not you play to how his style is. If you're not putting it to him, or if you're not putting the ball into the box, how do you expect him? He's not a career anymore. He doesn't have that same sort of burst of pace that he used to when he was younger. People need to understand CR7 is still one of the best strikers. Maybe he's not like on a Harry Kane or someone or those kind of strikers levels anymore, but doesn't mean that he's completely terrible. He's still up there with some of the best, and his numbers shows for it. His numbers showed for it last year with how many goals he scored. So you know what? I'm going for that. Underappreciated and getting undervalued now. CR7. Everyone wants to drag him down. The media wants to drag him down. People, the amount of stories, amount of headlines that come out about this brother, I don't understand. It's like everyone knows he sells stories, so they're just making things up. And you know what? He's staying another year with Man United unless something happens.
that's for
today.
Delande today, yeah.
Unless something crazy happens today, I see him staying at United. And you know what? I reckon he will win us. He will win us big games. He will come up at the biggest moments for us again.
Do you know who I reckon who is overly overrated
Yeah.
and who's overly underrated?
Yeah.
Tammy Abraham, overly underrated. Victor Omission from Napoli, however you say his name.
You know what?
Overrated.com.
Oh damn! I did not think about Tammy.
Overrated.com. Literally, Tammy, who else is going to the World Cup with Harry Kane?
It has to be Tammy.
It has to be Tammy, but Tammy is underrated, bro. Even this season, he started well. He's beasting. I don't understand why Chelsea don't just like press that 80 million rebuy clause that they have.
Wait, they have a buyback clause on him.
Yeah, buyback clause
For 18 mil, 18
80.
80.
Yeah, but they're spending 30 million quid on freaking Aubameyang, 33. Like Tammy, I don't know. Maybe it's a two-call decision, but
Can I just say this? Yeah,
Victor from Napoli,
overhyped.
Thank you very much.
They want 100. They want 100 mil plus for him. He's not even worth that. He's nowhere near worth that.
I would literally.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
Man United is looking for a striker.
Mm.
This is my message to the Man United incompetent board.
Here we go.
Mate,
Jesus Christ. Nobody's gonna fucking listen to you. You take Tammy.
I'll take Tammy.
Yeah, I'll take Tammy as well. I think Tammy's alright.
I think Tammy will work well. He's like how Sebastian Haller was for Ajax. I reckon Tammy can do that job for us.
Bro, just like Tammy Abraham's class.
I did not think about. You know what? That's an amazing shout.
Yeah, Tammy Abraham's class, bro. I can't think of. It's like even like, bro. You know what I don't understand about us Premier League clubs, right? It's like
how do we miss out on these players?
Obviously, I wish Haller the best, right? On obviously his testicle cancer. You know, I wish all the best, right? He obviously can't play for the season, right? Dortmund just found the way to go about Anthony Modeste, who scored 20 Bundesliga goals last season.
Mm-hmm.
For peanuts. And we're sitting here trying to get freaking God knows who else and paying overpriced money. I mean, you guys paid 100 million euros for Anthony.
I do feel like that.
Sometimes
Premier League
sometimes
teams
it's
get overly
really
taxed.
weird. Like it's properly weird, and like I'm trying to like figure it all out, but I just don't understand.
It doesn't make sense because I feel like when Man United was going in for Gakpo, we was getting quoted 45 to 55 million. As soon as we get Anthony, somehow his price has now gone down to 25 to 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what it is about whenever a Premier League club or maybe one of the top six. I wouldn't even say top six club because you lot somehow managed to get deals. I don't know what Daniel Levy does. I don't know what kind of deals he
Fabio,
does. I haven't seen you guys get ripped off for a player yet.
No,
but Man
I
United, we get ripped off for everyone, especially if it's an attacker. You're not taking someone from us at least minimum 90 million. Imagine how much we will have to pay for someone like a Harry Kane.
Yeah.
200 million that we will get quoted.
Yeah. Right. We agree. Tammy is underrated. Victor, how do you say his surname?
Victor Osimhen.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Big boy got a big transfer from Juventus last January.
Vlahovic.
I reckon he's gonna have a season this season.
I think he's properly rated. I don't feel like he's overrated or underrated. But I feel like this season is a big season for him where he's like, okay, cool. You settled into
He scored a really
now.
nice free kick the other day, by the way. I watched it. It was really nice.
I feel like he's now settled in Juventus. You've now taken that spot of where Dybala CR7 used to be. So you're the main man now.
Yeah. Do you remember Moise Keane? And he was going to be the next big thing.
Whatever happened to him?
Like, I just like whenever like.
But he went around so many teams. He was shopped around.
He signed for Everton.
He got shopped around. I feel like players like that. You know who's also like that? Justin Kluivert.
Balotelli regens. Balotelli's now playing in Switzerland. Balotelli regens.
Balotelli was class in the Premier League for the few seasons he was there.
What about Patrick Schick from Bayern Leverkusen? Why has nobody gone for him?
I reckon the Bundesliga tax is a real thing now. I think a lot of people are like looking at it thinking, is he worth that price? Because I think he was going around for like 30, 40 million.
Yeah.
I feel like who picked up Sajic from Frankfurt?
Who?
Sajic. He was a player that Man United was linked.
Sausage? Who's that?
He's a Bundesliga striker.
The guy played no, not from. Are you on about Frankfurt or are you on about the
I'm not
guy who
sure.
Wolves is linked with, the really tall guy?
No, I think they got him. I can't remember I can't remember what team, but I know he comes from Bundesliga. Apparently, he's meant to be good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Something about getting Bundesliga strikers now, man. I don't know. I just don't
Oh
know.
fuck, don't excuse you. Didn't know that guy's name. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Jesus
Mate,
Christ.
I didn't know about him until Don Fabio Romano tweeted about him that Man United's linked him. Here's me doing my YouTube scouting, thinking, "Raw, who is this guy?"
No man, no man, no man. All right, listen. Before we end off, do you reckon
Yes.
Haaland will smash Alan Shearer's Andy Cole's record of 36 Prem goals this season?
He will do it by March. He will smash it by March.
Fuck off, really smash it by
He will
March.
smash it by March.
You're
he will
so
get
fucking disrespectful.
he will get 40 by the end of the season.
He'll
Watch.
get 40. How the fuck's he gonna smash it by March and get 40 by the end of the season?
No, he will get 40. He will get 40 minimum, but by March, I reckon he will get to what, around 20 plus goals by Christmas period.
Do you reckon Man City win the Champions League with him?
No,
No.
Pep Guardiola is overhyped. I think Pep Guardiola.
Why do you do this? I'm trying to finish this and you're trying to.
You want to talk about Juju? Juju was placed on Pep Guardiola.
Okay, let's go to the next one. So we'll chat about that another day. So Haaland more than 40 goals season.
Yes. In Prem.
Okay, Lewandowski. How do you think he's gonna be a Barca?
I think he'll be top goal scorer of La Liga.
More than 30 goals.
More than in La Liga alone.
Who's hold on? Who's winning the Pichichi? Him or Benzema?
Or Golden Boot.
Basically Spanish Golden Boot. Yeah.
Lewandowski is winning the Golden Boot.
Okay. All right.
I think Lewandowski will win it by 4 or 5.
By 4-5 over Benzema.
Cool. So hope you guys liked today's episodes, our first episode of Couch Potato Football. Please follow us on all our social medias. There's much more to come from us.
Like and subscribe.
Take care.
Peace.